Chevrolet and your Super Chevy dealers proudly present Paradise, Louisiana with Gary Risponi and Don Dubuque. Paradise, Louisiana, powered by Chevrolet, would also like to thank these sponsors.
Simmons Sporting Goods, the South's largest hunting outfitter. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Aerial Access, the leader in aerial work process. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Cracker Barrel Convenience Stores. We have more than you expect. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana. Farm Bureau Insurance. Louisiana Fish Fry Products. Demco. Always fresh, never frozen, Raising Cane's. First South Farm Credit. Area Wholesale Tire Company, with tire programs for tire dealers.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. This is another weekend and a hot 4th of July coming up. And I'm going to tell you what, we got a little special guest here with us today. This is Joshua Corney. We've been on Paradise, Louisiana a lot of time. By the way, I'm Gary Risponi, and Don, I know you got a lot of stuff coming up.
Oh, yeah. I made a great trip out to the islands, the Barrier Islands, Gosher Island, with the Sanchez guys, and a couple of special guests that we took along who made a donation for a special cause. We'll tell you about that. But speaking about special causes, Josh, you were really in on one that we're going to see a little bit later on.
Yes, sir. We had an event with Trinity Outdoors Disabled Adventures, our second annual fishing trip in Youngsville, Louisiana, where we took 87 participants out on a fishing trip, and we had a blast doing it. We had over 200 people show up, and we had a good time out there.
Great. Josh, for people that don't know you, tell them your story. What happened to you?
All right, my story is back in 2005. I was in a turkey hunt accident that left me wheelchair bound. I was accidentally shot by my dad, and I spent 3 months in the hospital. And after getting out of the hospital, about 2 weeks after, I went right back in the woods and went right back hunting. And after that, it's just been more of a challenge for me getting around in the woods, but I make the best of it. I mean, what's life without a challenge?
That's
right?
the attitude. Don't let nothing stop you. And Gary, you got a couple of special features you went on today.
Special features I'll take in. Special people. Philip Lodholt, offensive right tackle for the Minnesota Vikings, number 71. He had a short stay here in Louisiana, especially in Baton Rouge area, and became very close with my brother Sammy and his family and his kids and boys, and makes the trip back all the time. And more successful he's been in life, making a lot more money now. And he comes back. He loves to fish and hunt. He did. He was raised fishing in the Colorado area, and made a trip. We took him to Big Lake to catch him. We had Captain Steve. Mm-hmm. Captain Steve Smith, also guys in Vermilion Bay and also on Big Lake. He went in the boat. Gary Krause and them was with him and his dad. But you know what was so important about this whole thing is that we had the guy from Don Seafood. His name is Duke Landry, and everybody knows the Landry family from Lafayette all the way to Baton Rouge, everywhere in the restaurant business. And we got a couple of features with them, catching fish, having fun, and eating Louisiana seafood.
Well, I know you all over that. And Gary, you also got some good reports from Toledo Bend we're going to talk about.
We got reports from Toledo Bend that are hot, and the Cane River, and I was happening to be in Natchitoches, and I got to fish on the Red River, and that's going to be more of that next week. But when the fish report, Toledo Bend is hot, Cane River's hot.
All right, we got lots of upcoming events to talk about, and some big news for you Louisiana sportsmen. We'll be right back with more. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Want the power of a V8 with the highway fuel economy of a V6? Yes, sir. 40,000 more warranty miles than an F-150 work for you?
Sure does.
Does the lowest cost of ownership nod the Silverado got help with the decision?
It makes the decision. Copy that.
Sold.
See your Super Chevy dealers. Now choose customer cash plus option package discount for a total value of $6,500 and a new 2-year, 24,000-mile scheduled maintenance program. Plus, Chevy owners can trade up for an additional $2,000 trade-in allowance.
When you're ready to really enjoy life at a slower pace, become a landowner. First South Farm Credit specializes in financing and refinancing land, but not just for farmers. They offer loans to purchase timberland, hunting and fishing, or recreational property. Their experience in land, timber, and loans set them apart from standard lending institutions. Contact a First South Farm Credit loan officer for more information. First South Farm Credit. a specialized rural land investment lender helping you realize your dream.
We build tires, but not tires like anybody else. We build Cooper tires for people, not just cars. People who are chauffeurs and shuttle pilots, heavy haulers and heavy hitters. More than what your Cooper tires can do, it's about what you can do with your Cooper tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And Gary, I got to make one of my favorite trips last week out to the Barrier Islands, out of Hopedale with the Sanchez's. Now, normally when you've seen us go, we flew out there with Tofio Bourgeois on his plane, leaving out of Lafitte. We made the long boat run from Hopedale at Breton Sound Marina, out past the Mr. Go, through Central, and came up on Gosha Island. The reason the speckled trout bite there before we got those west winds from last week was phenomenal. People had been going out there. You had to leave early to beat the heat, leave at 4:15. It takes about an hour and 15-minute run to get out there, but it was worth it. I'm talking about people catching limits of 100 to 150 speckled trout, being back at the marina for 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. The bite was really on. Unfortunately, the day we went, it started to fall off a little bit. We did get into some speckled trout. Also caught some redfish, some black drum, made a little run to one of the close-in rigs, which is always a good backup plan. Right. You've got to run by a lot of rigs out there in Central, so you may as well stop and fish them if you're not going to spend your whole time at the island. We got into some speckled trout. Kerry Odebear was up. He had got there a little bit before us. He got the fish turned on. We moved in next to him, started catching them, and if luck would have it, a shark moved in and kind of cleared things out. We left, went and caught some bull reds and bull drum at the rigs. Kerry called us back and he said the fish are back. We went back, and unfortunately a boat had moved into our spot. One guy who was doing some surf fishing, he jumped in and immediately started catching trout. So we were kind of in between. We were catching a few fish now and then. Kerry had a young boy aboard. They picked up and left. Of course, we had to get in to do an edit, and we left. But it was a successful trip. Even caught a fish I have not caught in years, Gary, a pompano out there. Right. That's a rare fish to catch.
Good eating fish.
Oh, one of the best. I don't even know what happened to it. It didn't end up in my ice chest for some reason, but somebody went home with it. Let's take you down there now. Leaving out of the Breton Sound Marina, Captain Jonathan Sanchez, his dad who runs the marina, Glenn, of Real Excitement Charters, headed for Gosha Islands, part of the Barrier Island chain in Chandelier. A wise man once said, you got your marsh trout, you got your lake trout, you got your bay trout, and today we got your island trout.
Yeah, to get to the Barrier Islands, you're gonna need a decent-sized boat that can handle any kind of rough weather. You know, good weather helps. Plenty of gas. Live bait will work, but you can catch them. You can catch them on plastics out here. It takes about probably hour and 20 minutes. It's a long drive out, but it's risk versus reward. You know, I mean, a lot of times it could be feast or famine. You can hit them big, or you gotta move a lot and nickel and dime.
Keep your right hip up. Work with me.
I'm a rookie. I don't do this myself.
Since this area is so close to the Gulf, you can catch all kind of variety of fish. You know, you get your mackerel, ladyfish, bluefish, standard redfish, drum, flounder. They even get big channel mullets out here. The old southern kingfish. The trout are nice most of the time. Big sharks. Wide variety of fish.
He's ready now. I think you got a little more tension on him now. He was stripping your drag off. It was set loose. It was set on speckled trout. You've got redfish or drum. Hold the rod up and that'll
Put your hand up on the way you got the rod right there, you'll break it in half.
There you go. Now the good thing about fishing at the islands is on your way in, you're never too far to stop at a rig, do a little rig hopping for some bottom feeders like puppy drum and redfish.
There's plenty of rigs from where you launch to out here that you can hit on your way back piece together your trip if you have to, you know, and you can even hit a home run at the rig. So I mean, it all just depends. Weather determines a lot. You know, usually if we got the weather, we like to try and come out here, but it's not always worth it.
Ooh, here comes dinner. Here comes dinner, Captain J. Get that dinner. Ooh, yeah. Now, there you go. That's what they call a chicken of the sea, the pompano. And you never know what you're going to catch when you come out to the islands.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you know you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Come to the family-owned and operated Cassius Casino in Port Allen today, where the Vegas-style video poker machines are ready for your entertainment. Cassius Casino is the finest, cleanest, classiest casino around. And Cassius 50-style diner is now serving seafood daily, along with your favorite home-cooked specials 24/7. Hey, Cassius is fun. Cassius is exciting. So come to the unsinkable Cassius Casino in Port Allen. Over the river 2 miles west of exit 151.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And Josh, we got something to talk about called Trinity Outdoors Special Outdoors Day. What was going on and where was it?
Well, we had an event with Trinity Outdoors Disabled Adventures. And we had a second annual fishing trip. And we had Outdoors Day. We had a couple different organizations like NWTF, Buckmasters, and we had Glenn from Son of Guns come out and sign autographs for the kids. And we had a pretty good show. We had 87 participants out there, and we had a really nice time. Caught over 300 fish.
Wow.
How many kids had a total of almost 200 people, huh?
Yeah, we had 200 people show up, and we had dogs come out and do some tricks and all kind of stuff. We had a good time out there. It was a blast.
Yeah, you had the people from Son of a Gun. And
yes, Glenn
other
Fleming.
Celebrities out there.
Mm-hmm.
You're a celebrity. No, he took this on his own, and you shot a lot of video for us, and appreciate it. And if you've been on Paradise, Louisiana for a number of years,
yes,
you know we got you your hunting and fishing adventures with us. Even I've been with us now since you were about in the 7th grade, and now you're 21. So you've been with us a while, huh?
Since I was 14.
Yeah.
Well, Josh, you got to go on some of these type of events as a participant. So now I guess it's time for you to pay back, and you're actually helping them out, huh?
I mean, with Trinity Outdoors, it's not about me and what I do. I get to hunt whenever, wherever I want to go. But it's more of you get more joy out of it, seeing the kids smiling, you know. They see their excitement about it. So it's not about me and what we do with Trinity Outdoors. It's more about giving back and showing the kids that they can get out and do things for themselves, and you know, not sitting in the house all day, being depressed and wondering what's the next thing they're gonna do.
What's amazing me the most in the movers and shakers, and we've done a lot of couple events. So I'm talking about the rabbit hunt we did, and way back years ago we did the deal with Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon Boyd.
And Brandon, by the way, is going through another struggle. Brandon, hang in there. He's the toughest one I know. So we want to wish him well, but most of the people running, Jason himself, Jason Bland, most of them are physically challenged and had an accident. So
yeah, 90% of our volunteers are disabled. So it's pretty much disabled helping disabled.
Very good. Well, let's take you there now and see what it's all about, Jason. Where was this at again?
It was in Youngsville, Louisiana at Chicken Mill Lakes.
What you catching? Wait, why'd you spit on your bait?
Because it was going to get bigger fish.
It attracts bigger fish?
Yeah.
Well, let's see what you catch, buddy.
Alright. Watch out.
Man, look at that fish.
There's Adam. I got a better fish.
No, we don't know what it weighed because we didn't have a scale. But Miss Allison Miller caught a brim that was 9.75 inches long. All right, the most fish caught, 47 fish. Goes to Mr. Nathan Lejeune, Rabbit. Come on, Rabbit. That's right.
Hey, we'd like to thank Paradise Louisiana for coming out today. We're in Youngsville, Louisiana at our second annual Friends and Fellowship Fishing Extravaganza. Beautiful day today, very hot as you can tell. We had a beautiful fishing event with Trinity Outdoors, Disabled Adventures. Once again, like y'all know, we take disabled and handicapped people hunting and fishing, and we minister to them, try to give them encouragement. But we'd like to thank Mr. Gary Rasponing and all the guys over there at Paradise, Louisiana for coming out and filming this lovely event for us. We had about 110 to 120 disabled people today. We was giving out different prizes for the biggest fish, the longest fish, the most fish, and just had a beautiful, blessed day today. The weather held out, was hot, but as always, we just thank everybody in the listening area for having us, especially Paradise, Louisiana. Our sponsors today were fire safety specialists out of Lafayette, Louisiana. We also had Mr. Ricky Carpenter and his family that donated all the food. We had Walgreens over here that donated a lot of drinks. The Buckmasters Association also donated a lot of drinks. Just everybody pitching in to have a good time. Mr. Kirby Plaisance, who I cannot forget. So we'd like to, if y'all would ever love to get in contact with us, we'd like for you to reach us at www.trinitydisabledadventures.com or jblandtrinityoutdoors@yahoo.com. Or you can reach one of us. We got state representatives all over the area. The phone number, the main phone number is area code 225-715-9581. And we just thank y'all, and you're watching Paradise, Louisiana in Youngsville, Louisiana.
Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change has been keeping cars and trucks in Baton Rouge clean and running smooth for over 50 years. At Benny's, we feature professional car washing, complete detailing, high-tech waxing and buffing, interior cleaning, and tire shine. Benny's, one stop for car maintenance with complete oil and lube services and even state inspections at our express locations. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations, including our newest store on Greenwell Springs Road. And don't forget to stop by Be Quick Convenience Store and Fuel Stop. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Drive in dirty, drive out clean.
BluefinEyewear.com, most comfortable polarized glasses around. BluefinEyewear.com comes with a lifetime guarantee. Join the Bluefin revolution now at BluefinEyewear.com.
These engines run for thousands of hours to prove that we did.
With 20% more cleaning agents than before, Shell nitrogen-enriched gasoline.
The gasoline protects your engine better!
Awkward. Try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines.
No other gasoline protects your engine better.
Visit Cracker Barrel convenience stores before heading fishing or hunting. We have more than you expect.
I can't believe y'all brought me out in the blind and we ain't got no food.
Don't worry, Gary. This will be over quick.
Man, I'm hungry.
Get out, Gary. Here they come. That dog loves to hunt.
I really like hunting, but you know what I really love?
I know, Gary. Food.
Now I can eat. Cane's, the official chicken of Louisiana Outdoors.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And Gary, you happen to make a trip to one of your favorite places to go out west, Big Lake.
Oh, yeah, and it was a lot of fun I had was with my brother Sam and my older brother. You know, he's always been bossing me since I was little, but he had so much fun. He loves to entertain. He had his friends out there. Was at my baby brother's camp. I don't know if he's a baby anymore, but he's 50-something years old. But he has a camp on Big Lake called on the old settlement. It's the Bill Doray's place. It's a gorgeous place. We had them thinking they were going to stay in tents in an old raggedy camp. So when they got to see this, I want to thank the 2 captains, and also want to thank my brother Jerry for hosting this. He had people, everything right, what was needed to cook. We had every kind of seafood. Duke Landry, you know what kind of food they're going to got and where he can cook, coming from Don Seafood. And the two captains, you know, Steve Smith, by the way, is way up in the standings right now. He might be number one. He just, you see, he placed third at Delacroix. Steve knows both Vermilion Bay and Big Lake, and he's so fun to fish with and full of history. And then one of the young captains that come out of Big Lake all the time, I've got to look at his name again, Captain Jack Corbella. And Captain Jack did a great job in taking us fishing and did a favor for us. So here we are, right here. This is Big Lake. We're going to start off with Big Philip Lodeholt, and then Duke Landry.
I'm Captain Steve Smith, and we're at Big Lake, Louisiana today. And once again, Mr. Gary has got me. He has black clouded me in the worst possible way. He wants me to take him fishing in the morning with this to work with.
Welcome to Paradise, Louisiana, and beautiful Lake Calcasieu. Man, we got a story for you today. You see these big guys behind us over there? Yeah, and these captains. Thanks to this captain, Captain Steve Smith, and that's our Captain Jack Corbella. We got see these little guys right here? If you ever went to Don Seafood in Baton Rouge, you know this guy right here, Mr. Duke Landry. But the stories are two big guys in the back, and I'm gonna have you the rest of the story later. This is Big Phil Lodeholt from the Minnesota Vikings, and you know why they call him Lodeholt? Because he is a load, believe me, that's it. And that's his dad over there, the senior. First trip to Louisiana, but fishing in Louisiana. But let me tell you something, the rest of the story right now. I thought it was his first fishing trip. I think they fished in the lake at the country club the other day. So stay tuned for the rest of the story.
The wind's blowing probably 15 right now, and it's already, you know, it's only 6:30, 7 o'clock, and it's supposed to pick up, so the lake's going to be rough, so we're just up here in the protected area, or hopefully we can pound out a few fish in these conditions.
What are you talking about?
Okay, now compared to Phil, this is an 8-pound speckled trout. Mr. Phil is 7 feet tall. This trout is 8 pounds.
Oh yeah, right side.
Come on, Junior. It's like bench pressing 400 pounds.
Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah. That's a good one there.
Yes, sir.
That's a redfish?
That's a redfish. All right, this is Phil's first redfish of the morning.
Yeah.
About, I don't know, 21, 22 inches. He did a great job. We're gonna put him in the box and catch another one. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
white trout.
Nope, that's a speck. Yes, sir. Okay, Phil's dad.
All right.
First trout of the morning. He's not
All
quite
right,
as
all
big
right.
as Phil. We call him Senior, and we call Phil Junior, if you can believe that. Good job. Let's get another one. Come on, Junior, get him in the boat.
There we go.
All right. Another nice redfish. Notice all the spots on both sides.
Nice redfish.
Think Duke knows how to cook one?
Oh yeah. Duke can cook these bait shrimp. Saving the day, Captain Jack. Saving the day, Captain Jack.
Is that the same one we caught up the channel?
I think it was. Thank goodness it didn't tournament day, because I don't think this one will quite make the cut. All righty. Phil gets another one.
Another little answer. That's all right. That's where we started last time.
Yeah. Double hookup. Double hookup. There we go. Another speckled trout. He does it. Another little fryer.
What second string got on back there?
The croaker.
I got something bigger than Phil.
Getting bigger. That thing, you might want to measure him in the store. Here we go. Look at it.
Good job. Good job, brother.
We'll have to check this one and see if he's legal. He's almost, he's over,
almost a half.
Almost a half. Perfect eating size.
That box, we ain't got a limit redfish. We must caught 30 redfish. Y'all must have caught 30 redfish today.
At least.
What does that sign tell you right now? Where you at?
I mean,
it's
it's
just
just
small fish.
should be a good, you know, there should be a bumper crop come the fall next spring. I mean, all them little ones, they won't be ready till probably next year. But I mean, it's a good sign. It takes little ones to get big ones. So without no little ones, you have no future.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Well, here we are. We're on Lake Calcasieu again. Now, here we are on this, what they call Old Settlement, one of the prettiest places. And I got a brother that always trying to cause trouble. He had you and your dad believing you was coming to sleep on a cot in a little, in a shanty. So what's your thinking, or what's your thoughts right now of Lake Calcasieu and looking here? This is Cameron Parish, but you've been in Calcasieu Parish today and everywhere. What do you think about Big Lake?
These are the most beautiful cots and tents I've ever seen in my life. No, really, it's a beautiful place. You know, the water is great. You know, the places out here, the atmosphere, everything has just been wonderful. Me and my father have both enjoyed it, you know, tremendously.
You know, we had a rough day today. It was real still windy. The south wind is blowing. It's really couldn't fish last night. Those two captains we had today went out and networked and then finally caught a mess of fish for you to take home.
Yeah, we caught some good fish, some redfish, some sheepheads, some speckled trout.
Does it amaze you how small a redfish that big can pull?
Yeah, definitely. I struggled with a couple of them the first couple times, and then, you know, once I got the hang of it, it became better.
You know, you wouldn't think of, I see you in the boat fighting with him, you know, a man that's 6'9" and 340-something pounds. You think you could handle a little old fish that weigh up 2 pounds, 3 pounds, but they pulled on it.
Yeah, they pulled a lot. I thought I was going to pull out something as big as the water, but it wasn't that big. I had to tighten up on it, yeah.
You came up fishing. You was raised, you was an Army brat, whatever you want to call him. Your daddy traveled, your daddy's in the Army. You went to high school in Colorado?
Yes, sir.
You playing, right now you're living in Minnesota. You bought a home in Minnesota?
Yes, sir.
You just got married?
Yes, sir.
This summer, my brother and his wife and his son, Kirk, they went to the wedding, so y'all became real close.
Yes, sir, we did.
You've been promising to make this fishing trip with me for a few years now, even when you was here. In Baton Rouge, we was going to go, but you had to go out, went back to school. All-American in Oklahoma, and you see what we hear over there? Got helicopters passing over.
Yes, sir.
This is a metrochemical paradise out here.
Okay.
And by the way, Lake Charles right now is one of the fastest growing economically cities, not only in the state, but in the South. So we're going to give a plug to the people in Lake Charles here in Cameron Parish and Calcasieu Parish. All I want to know, where did you fish coming up? And who taught you how to fish? Who taught you anything about the outdoors?
Everything I learned about the outdoors came from my father, Phil Loho Sr. I grew up fishing just, you know, on the base, a couple reservoirs down the road where we did some rainbow trout fishing, some smallmouth bass, things like that. I mean, we always enjoyed ourselves, and everything I learned it from him.
And you're going to carry that on. How many children?
Yeah,
you know, we got your children coming up now behind you. You're going to teach them about outdoors.
Yes, sir. I'm 2 boys, and I want them to learn. Want to be able to teach them just as much as my father taught me.
Phil, we've been talking fishing, outdoors. You know, here you're a football player right now, in your prime. I got a couple questions, and I know Gary Krause had a question to ask you also. Gary wanted to know what team that's, I don't say you fear, but you didn't look forward to playing ever yet.
For me, I'd probably say, you know, the Baltimore Ravens, you know, the New York Jets, those guys with those new defenses. You get a 3-4 defense where you got a 250-pound fast guy and a 300-pound guy right in front of you. Got a safety coming out the sky. You know, it's just something new for me. So, like you said, definitely don't fear them, but you definitely got to do a little extra film study that week when you get some of those new, you know, 3-4 defense kind of looks coming at you.
And to be 6'9" and 340-something pounds, you got to be pretty quick yourself too, huh?
Yeah, you definitely got to keep up with those guys.
I never forget, my brother told me you made high school All-American in 2 sports, and you made All-State in 3 sports. You was a track star. You threw the shot put.
Yes, sir.
Basketball was one you got pursued more than football.
Yep.
You know, and he was telling me about you dunking. You know, I watched you jump out of a ditch, and he was unbelievable, and naturally football. So, my question is, there's a great, tough defensive linemen and linebackers in the NFL. Who, in your opinion, is the toughest to block? And now I don't say your favorite, but who you think the most talented?
Well, you know, without saying a guy on my team, obviously Jared Allen is one of the best guys I ever did. Are going to go down like that. That would be my #1 guy, but also a guy who I now see twice in my division, Julius Peppers. You know, you're 6'6", 290, and you blazing fast. Got the utmost respect for him. Been doing it good for a long time. So he's one of the better DNs I face outside of, you know, the guys on my own team with Brian Robinson and Jared Allen.
Besides your home state, what's your favorite state?
Louisiana, without a doubt.
That's it. Let's close on that.
All right.
Let's stand up and show them people the difference in the size. Whoa, what a difference, huh? It didn't look like that in the chair. You watching Paradise, Louisiana? This is a Rasponi family friend right here, forever. Philip Lodeholt.
Louisiana's premier redfish tournament, the Louisiana Saltwater Series, has 6 statewide catch, release, and tag events to qualify for the championship in Venice. Entry fee is $200 for a 2-man team. There's also a special youth division. To register and for complete details, visit lasaltwaterseries.com. That's lasaltwaterseries.com. Presented by Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries, Shimano, and Power Pro.
We build tires, but not tires like anybody else. We build Cooper tires for people, not just cars. People who are chauffeurs and shuttle pilots, heavy haulers and heavy hitters. More than what your Cooper tires can do, it's about what you can do with your Cooper tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
It's time to register for the 2013 CCA Louisiana Star Fishing Tournament. 101 days of fishing and over $500,000 in prizes are up for grabs in over 25 divisions. The Star has something for everyone with offshore, inshore, kayak, fly fishing, ladies only, and youth divisions. And kids fish for free, courtesy of Academy Sports and Outdoors, and those 50 tag redfish are waiting to be caught. 35 weigh stations, 101 days to fish, all for $25 with a CCA membership. For more information, visit CCA.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And Gary, we're going to talk about one of Louisiana's really treasures of the bayou, the oyster. And you got to fish and talk with one of the best.
Well, I see him a lot of times. You know, the North Baton Rouge is where I come from, and Don Seafood is in North Baton Rouge. So, you know, we make a few trips there. And Duke's a big outdoorsman. But the main thing a lot of people don't know, if you go to the restaurant, you know, there's a big old sign there. He is the former world champion, and he won national championships. What's going to be special is he's going back in. It's the 50th anniversary of when these world championships and these oyster shucking championships started. So Duke's going back in and doing it. He's got out there. We watched him shuck a few oysters. Give me a half a dozen real quick, trying to show it on camera. He was cooking everything. He was putting oysters on there with the grilled oysters. He had oysters fried. He had oysters raw. And it was just a tremendous day and fun to be around Duke. But he's a tremendous outdoorsman, loves duck hunting, any kind of hunting, especially duck hunting and fishing. He's a fishing fool.
Well, you know, it's fascinating to watch any really professional oyster opener, because if you've ever struggled with them with hammers and oyster leads, and you got to be careful you don't put that knife in your hand. It's really an art to opening oysters.
I asked him to give me a tip. He said, yeah, get somebody to do it.
There you get a good tip. Tell me, though, Ireland, that's where the championships are held. What's the connection? You don't think of oysters with Ireland.
The world championship that he won, you know, I'm not going to talk about something I don't know a whole lot about. I don't know if it moves or not, but when he won the world championship, it was in Ireland.
Well, here he is, Duke Landry. He knows a lot about it. We'll hear from him.
I'm Sammy Risponi. I'm Gary's older brother. I'm not his bigger brother. He's the bigger one, but I'm the older one. And I have Phil Lodeholt, right tackle, number 71 for the Minnesota Vikings, and he has challenged Duke Landry of Dine Seafood in Baton Rouge, the world champion oyster shucker. When I was in Ireland, there was his picture up on, what's the name of the island?
It was not, Coach. It was not. In Galway.
In Galway, they had a picture of him up there as the world champion oyster shucker. So Phil Lodeholt thinks he knows a little bit about football. Now he's been opening oysters for 15 minutes, and he's challenged Duke Landry to an oyster shucking contest. So on 3, they're going to get started. Y'all ready?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On 2, down set.
I'm
familiar with that. Down set.
I don't want to hit me.
Up 1, up 2, go. Duke got 1. Duke got 2. Duke got 3. Bill got one.
All right, Bill.
I got one more to go. I'm coming.
Bill got four. No, that's Duke got four.
Yeah.
Duke got five. Bill is about to get.
Just play like you got it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Fantastic. Great, guys.
Good job, guys.
That'll make
Test
a
them
big
out
fish.
now. Now we can
Now,
test
Phil,
them out.
somebody want mine.
Grab all of his and show him what to do with them now that you got them open.
Yeah.
There you
Bill
go.
can show you.
Here, wait till one a little bit off. There you go.
Open them up and you
That's what you do.
That's it.
Old Colorado boy.
did it right. No grit, no nothing.
How many people know that you are former world champion oyster shucker?
I don't know. It was a few years ago, about 25 years ago, I was doing all that. You know, the United States competition in Maryland, won that 3 years, and then went to Ireland for the World Championship, for 3 years. And the last year I competed, I got third in speed and first in overall presentation. I started 2 years ago, started going back, and I'm gonna try 2 more years. They have the 50th anniversary of the competition coming up, and they're trying to get some of the old timers to compete, so I'm one of them. So we're gonna give it a shot.
People that shuck oysters themselves, is there a secret that you can look at that camera right now and just tell people watching, what's the secret to shucking an oyster?
Find somebody that knows how.
That's what I'm talking
That's it.
about. Oh boy, that was an easy way out. You've been around my brother Sammy too long.
Why would you let Brother Sammy entice you to get in a contest like that with a world champion?
Because I love eating, and then second of all, I knew once we finish, I get to eat them. So we good. We're good to go.
Well, Duke is coming, and that's what I want to do. You can forget a shucking contest. Y'all can let me be in the eating. I don't want to be an eating contest with you, but I do want to eat a few. You got a couple shucks? Wait a second.
You want one that Duke did. You don't want one of mine. You're going to have to deal with a little dirt if you get one of mine. It might not even be cut all the way.
Oh, yeah. You want a little sauce?
I'll take a little sauce.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Duke.
There.
Oh, Phil! All right! You can't even beat Phil.
I found something that Gary can't do besides eating.
All
Phil
right,
can
Phil.
out-eat Gary.
All right. You
Oh,
won
he-
in one,
I
Phil.
can't eat fast.
You won in one, Phil. You
I
lost.
won and one. I got one today, lost one today. I'm ready to go now.
Aerial Access Equipment has been serving Louisiana, the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and southeast Texas since 1998. Our trained sales staff has the expertise necessary to ensure our customers get the right piece of equipment for the job at competitive rental rates. Need help with choosing the right machine for the job? We'll come to your job site and recommend the right machine to meet your needs. Remember, quality, reliability, safety. Aerial Access Equipment, your aerial work platform and forklift specialist.
Oh, that's the way I like it.
Nothing's better than boiled seafood, spiced just right.
Oh, yeah.
And Louisiana Fish Fry Products makes it easy to boil right every time.
Can't get enough.
Grab a bag. There's nothing to mix. Just pour and boil.
Oh, now you're cooking.
Crawfish, crab, or shrimp. With Louisiana Fish Fry Products, you got boiling down easy.
Oh, that's the way I like it. Oh.
I'm on the brink of something awesome. I can be anything. I can do anything. And I know that I'm protected by the strength of the cross and shield and the power of more top doctors. I have the card that opens doors in 50 states, so I can go, I can grow, build, dance, laugh, love, so I can be something awesome.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, Gary. But on next week's show, we're going to have some news out of the Wildlife and Fisheries Commission meeting, which is going to be held this week, and we'll be checking on some important issues they're addressing there. Number one, they're going to set the dove season, which a lot of the hunters are getting ready for it. That's the first season that comes up, and people will be anxious to get out there in the fields and find out what the limits are and when the dates will be. Also, teal. We talked about this last week. Larry Reynolds, sitting on the Mississippi Flyway Commission, has finally convinced U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service that it's okay for us to have 2 additional teal to add to our 4-bag limit per day during the special teal season. So we'll be going to 6 if it's approved. He told me on the radio this week, he said, Don, this is a slam dunk. It's going to happen. But we'll let you know for sure. I don't like to count my ducks or my chickens before they happen.
But if you look at the makeup of the commission, there's a tremendous amount of duck hunters on that commission.
But he also told me that there was actually some opposition. Some people said that people would be out there longer doing more shooting, and they're going to scare the birds off their fields. But I don't think that's going to hold water.
You think of what you're saying, and remember the same thing happened with the youth hunt. You know, the youth weekend, there's a lot of people that got their private clubs and everything said, oh, I don't want them kids over there. We make our money with the big guys coming money.
All I can tell them is good luck. I think we're going to have 6 teal. We'll find out for next week.
The duck season is also, you talk to Larry, there's still some people want to open the season earlier down in the marsh. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's true.
That's going to be up for discussion.
That'll be discussion too. And finally, they're going to talk about the triple tail. You know, that's been kind of the mystery fish along Louisiana. We really have no regulations because they're really, you don't see them that often, but there's more and more of them been showing up. More and more people are going after them, so they're going to talk about it, at least get discussion started on whether we should have size limits, creel limits, or seasons. We'll have all that for you next week. Also, something we want to talk about the results of the last Louisiana Saltwater Series, the Redfish Tournament. This was held at Sweetwater Marine out of Delacroix. I was told there was some 70 participants, which was a really good turnout, especially on a very, very iffy Saturday morning weather-wise, but some really good results. It was won by Tony Gross and Sal Fontana Sr., 16.34. That's an average of over 8 pounds for a redfish under 27 inches. That is excellent. Stephen Sierra, Scott Benoit was second, 16.13. And Steve Smith, the guy that you fished with and talked about, he and his partner John Garrison came in third place at 16.06. And listen, $3,250 for first place, that's not too shabby.
Yeah, and then the Garrison, their youth fisherman, he's leading right now too. And he also had a 7-pound, almost 8-pound redfish. So
that's shaping up to be an exciting series. Yes, indeed.
Go at him, Drake. Drake, see, he calls himself right now a PTA, Professional Tournament Angler.
There you go. Next Redfish Series tournament is going to be at the Delta Marine in Empire, August 10th, and you can sign up for it. We also got a big rodeo coming up 4th of July weekend. Huh?
GMFITR, Golden Meadow, Fouchon, International Tarpon Rodeo, and that's all.
Maybe the longest name of any rodeo.
That's good, I'll tell you what. And also, they got the second annual King of the Catch Seafood Cook-Off that weekend. And it's Saturday, July the 6th, under the radio tent. And they're going to have celebrity guys, judges, and everything. And last year, KD was one of the judges, and it was amazing how many good recipes or cook came in and cooked. Seafood, any kind of way you can do it. Fun to watch, just to be there, even if you don't fish it. But go fishing. It's one of the oldest rodeos also.
It's a full-blown rodeo. Inshore, offshore, all the categories.
And this whole month, at the end of the month, we're going to have the fall pie.
Yep.
And the Big Daddy.
The Grand Isle.
The Grand Isle Tarpon Rodeo. So get ready. July's here, rodeo time here. Oh, and don't forget, the same weekend as this, the Southwest Offshore Rodeo is out toward the Lake Charles area. All
right, lots of rodeos ahead. And, of course, don't forget the Star goes on all the way through Labor Day weekend. We'll be back with more. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood. Because we're based in Louisiana, with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Of all the tools in your house, this could easily be the most dangerous, but it doesn't have to be. At Dimco, we can't stress this enough. Just keep it, and you, far away from power lines.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana for the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. And Gary, we got to start off with saltwater. This has been a most unusual year for speckled trout. And I say that because places where big trout normally show up have really been absent, but places where you don't normally catch as many trout and as many big trout have been turned on. I'm talking about Grand Isle has been really good when the weather's right. Bayou Dularge area, surprisingly, some bigger fish there. They're known for quantity, but not so much for quality. But places like Pontchartrain, an absence of speckled trout along those bridges. They never really showed up. This is the time of the year where they actually start to slow down. So what folks are looking for is maybe those fish are a little bit further to the east.
A lot of people are looking for excuses too, like, ban BP for this and BP for that. But some of the areas that were affected by BP are some of the hottest places right now. I know they've closed the different parts of the beach at Grand Terre. They're going to close some of them part of the beaches because they still find tar balls.
Exactly.
But in Grand Island, Tommy Vidrine, I hate to mention him again, I just got a text from him this morning. A box of fish by himself, had a lemon, a beautiful trout, but, that old west wind, if it blows, it gets bad. Same thing we're having at Big Lake. As soon as that wind quits blowing out of the west or they're getting a good air and it clears up, people catching trout everywhere. And we talking about cocodrie, too, outside of cocodrie. I got a thing from Ronnie Klein. They catching trout. I have people asking me where to go and what to use. You believe this, though, most people fish croaker for big trout. But shrimp have been bringing big trout. And also they've been bringing some tremendous mangrove snappers. Now, you see mangrove, a lot of people fishing dead bait, and they're hiding in pogies and like the Valencianos. By the way, last week we didn't mention the Valencianos, Mr. Rudy and his boys. I was about the fourth or fifth year they won the Calcutta. They catching them big mangroves from 8 to 9, 10, 11 pounds every time. And I think they missed by just a few ounces of having a winning one. So, but that's their secret. Now, they use the daggone pogies and they hide the hook. But most of the people I know right now are catch them on live shrimp.
That's good news. The thing, too, with the redfish are everywhere. We saw the results of the Louisiana Saltwater Series, some excellent fish brought in from that Delacroix area. But anywhere you talk to them, Tofield down in Lafitte, they've been nailing the redfish over there. Biloxi Marsh is loaded with them. The areas down around Houma, Cocodrie, they're catching lots of redfish there. I talked to Stu Shear, by the way, and I don't know if there's a man that's alive that has caught more speckled trout in their lifetime than Stu Shear. He's one of the first founding fathers of the guide business, and he and his son Cuda have been at it for years and years. They're enjoying a good season over there, too. Let's talk a little bit about offshore. What's been going on rodeo-wise at the offshore categories? We know the amberjack's closed. Red snapper's closed now as far as federal waters, but boy, what a good little run we had on them, huh?
Well, I guess you've got to count on lemon fish and
then the mangroves
a lot of people are catching tuna.
Yeah,
tuna. The water's right. They're catching blackfin, yellowfin, catching good-sized tuna, anywhere from 85 to 100 pounds. When I'm going to go back talking about redfish, too, if you notice in that video, we were catching so many. We didn't keep but 15 redfish, but we had so many fish that were right under it. Right at it in Big Lake. And that's the best eating. Anywhere for me, from 18 inches to about 22 inches is the best one.
No doubt about that. Let's move on to freshwater now because there's a lot of stuff going on there. Even though we're in that hot time of the year when you're kind of limited on your fishing times for early and late, there's some good news going on.
Yeah, I hope I can get them all in, too. Freshwater right now, I'm going to talk about Toledo Bend. Toledo Bend people want to know, and in the back of my mind, I'm thinking the water's getting right. It is right now in the Red River. When you see this, the Red River is going to be clearing up, doing it. But the Atchafalaya Basin is about to get hot, but I'm not going to talk about it because right now, you only have to guess. You can go to Toledo Bend right now. You can go south to Fish of Schooling. Keith Delaney and them fished all weekend. They were catching 50 fish a day. And when they want to catch big fish, they go into the hydrilla, fishing a 10-inch worm. He was fishing cream worm because him and Mike Clark and them, they represent cream, but they were fishing a 10-inch cream worm. They were killing them. Talking about a worm, too, talk about the Cane River. Bob Stevens, Bob Stevens from the Quality Deer Management, and he fished Cane River last week, 30 bass during the middle of the day. They didn't keep that many, but they caught about 30 bass, throw some 4-pounders back. They're using a plum worm. In the middle of the day, hot as it was, early in the morning and in the afternoon. Mike Clark had been fishing Cane River. He's also fishing Red River. You see like we did. They're fishing the oxbows, but when it's clear up, they can't wait to get back in the main river. That way they can fish anything. And next week I'm going to tell you more about the Red River. One of the surprises was for me to see the giant Sylvania. It was right there by the landing. When we got back in, it was gone, but it's moving up and down the Red River. And if it gets in the Red River, it's going to get in the Mississippi River. And I don't know what we're going to do about that giant Sylvania because it's, they're lowering Mr. No right now and they're going back, and that's what I'm going to tell you about north. Toledo Bend, Cane River, Red River, and like Gary Krause says, get ready because the Chapala Basin is about to come around, and no more 14-inch limit, but you got a 7-fish limit, don't forget.
And don't forget, this is a great time of the year to catch some brim. We saw Josh and the young folks over there at the Trinity Outdoors event catching those nice brim coming out of there. So any of those enclosed waters, if you keep them out of the middle of the day when it's really hot, get them out there real early or late in the evening, get you some night crawlers and some crickets, and you'll do well catching some
While you're
brim.
talking about panfish, my buddy Jody Russo, he goes out, when he goes to the marsh in Black Lake, Copper Saw, and all in those areas, pinching, they go out there and they're looking. First thing looking for sac-a-lait and brim and goggle-eye. They call them, and that's plus a bunch of bass fishing under a light, under a cork, out of wake. He said he went to Copper Saw. Gary says it's too shallow right now. Go in that area and look for clear water. That's all I'm going to tell you.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for this week. We'll be back with a whole lot more next week right here on Paradise, Louisiana.
Chevrolet and your Super Chevy dealers proudly present Paradise, Louisiana with Gary Risponi and Don Dubuque. Paradise, Louisiana, powered by Chevrolet, would also like to thank these sponsors.
Simmons Sporting Goods, the South's largest hunting outfitter. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Aerial Access, the leader in aerial work process. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Cracker Barrel Convenience Stores. We have more than you expect. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana. Farm Bureau Insurance. Louisiana Fish Fry Products. Demco. Always fresh, never frozen. Raising Cane. First South Farm Credit. Area Wholesale Tire Company. With tire programs for tire dealers.